from the post-millennial. So earlier today, I was working out. I had a great mini ramp session. I would say I'm around 20% of my capabilities. I haven't skated mini ramp in a very long time. And Richie and I were getting the session going. I burned 1,600 calories. It was glorious. Then I went to physical training, and I almost passed out because I was really pushshing it.
I heard you were talking about like your blood pressure was like, you felt like you were going to, or no, your
VO2
watch
max
was telling you that you maxed out. Yeah.
Yeah. I had about 33 minutes of VO2 max. And then as soon as this, I get a message from Dane, our social media guy, and he's like, hey, take a look at this. And it says your videos have been removed. So the two biggest Timcast IRL shows on YouTube were deleted, both today, 3 years after they aired, with retroactive policy enforcement that they claim were always in effect, but only now they decided to remove. The biggest episode on YouTube, of course, was Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, Blair White, Michael Malice, me. I believe Luke Rudkowski was there. Ian was there. Drew Hernandez was there. It was a massive show in Austin. In this trailer, Joe Rogan pulls up to our big trailer mobile studio, and he comes in, and we're like, let's roll. And we had like 160,000 concurrent viewers. Massive. There's no policy violations. We talked about things everybody always talks about. We're very, very strict on this show. You guys know we've deleted episodes live during the show, and we've been working on engineering a dump button, which basically means if there's ever a policy violation, we hit a button and then there's a delay so that whatever violated the rules never appears and we don't have to take the show down anymore. So we built all this. Show's deleted. The other episode was the Michael Malice, Alex Jones episode, which was our second biggest, which we did after they took down the first one. Alex Jones and Michael Malice came on the show. It was hilarious and fun. They deleted it and gave us a warning. I don't think we ever got a strike from it.
No, we didn't.
We got a warning from it. And the warning was on the channel for 2 or 2.5 years. As soon as this happened, I'm on the phone with Google and they're saying, we can't tell you what the policy violation was. And I'm like, how are we supposed to do better and fit your terms of service if we have no idea what you're mad about? And they're like, too bad. I said, okay. So I had all of these people messaging and commenting, being like, "Oh, you're babies. You took the episode down, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, I called Michael Malice and Alex Jones, said, guys, can you come back immediately and do the show again? They want to take down our episode and they won't tell us why. We'll do the show again. And so a week later, Alex and Michael came back. And that was at the time our biggest episode ever, the Try Me YouTube episode. I can only assume they were not happy we did that. But I got to tell you, before we even had Alex Jones on, I emailed our liaison at Google and said, what are the rules pertaining to Alex Jones? Is he allowed to be a guest on shows? And they said, absolutely. And I said, okay, you guys have no issue with this then? I said, no, he just can't have his own channel. I said, done. They deleted the episode. They found whatever reason. We did the show again. No problems. Over the past several years, I've actually spoken with people at Google and they said they were great episodes. They were fine. I've had people be like, oh, my friends work at YouTube. They're big fans. I've had people who work at YouTube tell me, I love watching the show every night. They took down our 2 biggest episodes at the same time. One, they claimed we promoted QAnon. That is, I say defamation. I've never promoted QAnon. I mock people who are promoting QAnon. When people on the show ever mention anything about it, we say that's silly nonsense. They claimed that we had some kind of vaccine medical misinformation. So you didn't get a strike on that one, but it's okay. Here's what this means. I'm on the phone with Google. Immediately after this happened, I get an email and they're like, we just want to let you know we took these episodes down. And I said, 3 years after these episodes aired, you're now claiming a policy violation. And they were like, well, it was always against the rules. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I will instruct my social media guy right now to delete every single video off the Timcast IRL channel. We will air the episodes and a week later, delete them from the platform. We will put the clips up and a week later, delete them from the platform because that is the only thing we can do based on retroactive policy enforcement. If you tell us what we're doing is fine and we behave in that way for 3 years, I've got 1,000 episodes. I said, we've got 1,006 episodes. Probably about 990 are on YouTube plus every single clip, which is 3 to 6 clips per episode. And you tell us what we did on that show was fine for 3 years. That means from that point on till today, we did the exact same things we did in that episode. How many episodes am I supposed to go through now to figure out if they violate the rules? And I was told by the person at Google, well, I don't know of any other episodes where this is an issue. And I said, sure. And you didn't know for 3 years this episode was an issue. So my only option then is to delete every single show off the platform, or you're going to ban us. What they effectively told me was, no, it's fine. You're fine. And I said this. Okay. Then someone at the highest level of Google or YouTube came down to you guys and said, delete those episodes. I don't want them on the platform. Make up a reason. And you're telling me it's fine and we're not going to get banned because you know it's political and it was someone at Google who ordered the shows to be removed. If that is not the case, then you have retroactively placed policy enforcement actions against us, which leaves me with no alternative but to delete every video off this channel. Otherwise, at any moment, we could be banned. And they said, no, I don't know. I can't tell you that. Okay, great. You can't. Well, I immediately made some calls to top men who I will not reveal. We have big plans coming up for the studio move, which is taking place this weekend. A lot of people have said, Tim, go to Rumble. Tim, go to Rumble. Well, we're on Rumble. And then people ask us why the live show isn't on Rumble. The live show is the biggest driver of memberships at timcast.com, which is the only way we're able to do all of this. If we downsized and became like a digital over-the-air show where we just Skype people in and stuff like that, sure, that shaves off a ton of money from our budget, and we could make things a lot cheaper. But I think one of the things that makes the conversations on the show work better, and I've talked to a lot of people in the industry about it, and everyone agrees, is in-person conversations in real life. Well, I don't want to do that. That means right now, based on how much it costs to run this show, drivers, staff, hotels, etc., the amount of members we have is maintaining. The amount of memberships we have is at a decent amount where we make a little bit more every month than we spend on the show, which gives us the ability to invest in other projects. My concern when I talk to all these other big companies and they're like, we want Timcast IRL live here, or here, or otherwise, is that the clips don't drive a lot of memberships. The live show does, because once we wrap the live show, we say, hey, the show continues at timcast.com. Become a member to watch the members only uncensored. With that, we are maintaining a slight growth. We have a slight uptick, a little bit in how many members we have, but we don't grow a whole lot. It's very slow and steady. And this means, based on the model we have, the show can continue. If we were to stop doing live on YouTube the way we are, divide it up to other platforms, we run the risk of deranking. We run the risk of losing a large portion of what funds the show, driving new members, and then we become a sinking ship. We would have to start firing staff, cutting corners, reducing investment in projects. Possible. We could do that. I'd prefer not to. So the conversations we've had with other big networks has been, can you cover the costs of how much we make through YouTube in ad revenue so that if we make this move and we lose money, we stay afloat for at least a certain amount of time? And typically the answers have been, I don't know, maybe. I don't know if we want to do that. And I say, okay, well then we're going to keep doing what we're doing on YouTube because the live show generates the memberships that make the show work. It's that simple. I'll let you guys in on another, I don't know if it's a secret or whatever.
Inside baseball.
Inside baseball. I'm a big fan of Rumble. I'm friends with Chris Pavlovsky. He's a great dude. We use Rumble infrastructure for timcast.com. We use Parallel Economy for our memberships. We are absolutely utilizing their infrastructure and they make money from it. We make money from it because we want to build the parallel economy. But there is a reality. When Rumble launched and we split our clips from YouTube to Rumble, we lost probably 40% of the revenue we got from YouTube. Because as much as Rumble is great and we want Rumble to exist and we want to be on Rumble, we don't make ad revenue off those videos. So when a video normally got 80 to 100,000 on YouTube, we would make a couple $100. Now the video on YouTube gets 50, 60,000 and on Rumble gets 30. That means we lost all of that ad revenue. So we have to maintain memberships. We can't just shut down and switch to Rumble because then we'd have to start laying people off and shrinking the ship. Don't want to do that. We are currently having conversations with some other companies. Now that YouTube has made these moves, there is renewed interest in how we can make these changes. I don't want to say too much because business negotiations are ongoing, but there are some potentially big moves that may happen based on this. I think what we're seeing with YouTube is a few things. Just yesterday, many people noticed the view count on the show was going all wild and crazy, but that wasn't unique to us. It affected tons of other YouTubers and channels that were noticing weird issues pertaining to live and view count. And the day before, something similar happened. View counts crashed on a bunch of videos and people were like, whoa, my video didn't get any traffic. It was not unique to any one channel. Something must have happened at YouTube with a policy change. Now there's retroactive enforcement. I don't think it's a coincidence that around the same time, 2 episodes are nuked instantly. Maybe some new guy came in. Maybe they hired a new person. Who knows? Have no idea. I told Google, I cannot run a business if this is how you treat your business partners. This is an FU to me and a threat. They issued a warning on our channel requiring us to take a class to better understand how we broke the rules. But we didn't break any rules. Not a single rule was broken. They lied. They're liars. And so I said, if you email me and say, due to this, that, or otherwise, we're going to remove these videos from your channel, don't worry, no effect to you, I would grumble and complain. But when you issue a warning on my channel, you are saying we are prepared to ban you permanently. We are prepared to take you down for a week the next time this happens. With any one of your videos from the past 4 years, it could happen. We are prepared to permanently ban you if we can find 3 more videos over the past 4 years that we can interpret as breaking the rules. Your show is permanently banned in every respect off of YouTube. So I said, what should I do then? The only thing I can do is delete every single video. And then they were, oh, no, you can't do it. I don't think it's a coincidence that it's 2024. We knew things were going to get crazy this year. And now YouTube has taken such an extreme and drastic action, such as a 3-year retroactive enforcement. So there's a couple things we can do. We'll have more information on Monday. We have big plans. We're moving into our new studio on Saturday is the big opening party and skate jam and contest. Friends and crew and friends of the show are going to be there. We're going to be eating catering, courtesy of Dutch's Daughter. We're huge fans. They're a great restaurant in Frederick, Maryland. They make some of the best food. And that will be the opening party. That means Monday, the show will be live from the new studio. And I'm just so excited because the cameras look so good. There's no more color issues and everyone looks a lot sexier. So it's going to be great. Everyone will look very thin with these cinematic, beautiful cameras. We're also going to be planning a change to how we broadcast the show, but considering what just happened, there are some business happenings behind the scenes. I'd have no problem telling everybody literally what those plans are and what we're negotiating on, but because it involves third parties who are negotiating as well, it's a violation of their privacy. I won't do that. There may be some great news on Monday though, and it could benefit this show in many ways. And then I think following this, what we're going to do is ramp up marketing in ways we've never done before. So with YouTube taking this attack against us, there's a couple things we can do. Here's a secret. It's not really a secret. I've mentioned this before. What I pay myself in terms of a salary comes from the Tim Pool Daily Show, which is youtube.com/TimCastNews. That show alone generates me personally, produced by me, 99%. I say 99 because sometimes someone who works here might send me something and there's moderate assistance, but I wake up, I sit down, I research the news, I monologue, I make $1 million a year. It is just above $1 million off of that morning show alone. If I did not do Timcast IRL, I would work a regular shift, have the rest of the day for family and travel. I could do the show literally anywhere in the world with my girlfriend. I could live in the mountains and we could ski all year round and do whatever and not have to worry about it. Timcast IRL does generate profit and it does generate hard assets, and these things do benefit my net worth. I don't want to pretend that's not the case. I don't pay myself a salary based off what is coming from Timcast IRL, however. The overwhelming majority of the money basically covers the cost of everyone's salaries, travel, equipment, all of these things. Again, I stress the equipment and all that does add to my net worth. I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm not doing this and I'm not making money from this. This is just something that is fun to do, that is important. I enjoy doing. I enjoy bringing people here. I think it's beneficial across the board. And then the small amount of excess revenue that we get basically invests in these other projects. So we've got Pop Culture Crisis, of course. We've got Shane Cashman's Inverted World show that we're building. We've got the Boonies skate show that we're building. That and I will stress, the Boonies stuff is very, very expensive, but most of the cost is the building of a new studio for the sake of Timcast IRL. So what we need to do is, there's two options. I just say, wow, they got us. We've lost. Why am I even dealing with these headaches? We're getting sued. All of this nightmarish stuff for something that doesn't personally make me money that I can go spend on vacation at casinos and things like that. Again, I'll stress, like, there's profit and there's net worth gain, but it's like the exponential workload compared to how much you make. It's just, I could work in the mornings on Tim Pool show and make $1 million a year and then sell sponsorships and even make more and not have to think about it. Or here's what else we can do. We can work a deal with a, I don't want to say too much because it's going to be up to them when we do finalize the deal, but third parties, and then attack this thing through massive marketing campaigns and basically make it a point that YouTube is not safe for your business. If you try to start on YouTube, they will, with no warning and with no reason, and everyone already knew this, but let's stress this, they will destroy your company overnight. We have to build a parallel economy, and so that's the attack vector we're going to take. As of next week, hopefully we'll have more information on this as to what we're doing in terms of parallel economics and how we're going to support, fund the show, and grow the show with in defiance of YouTube's ridiculous and insane retroactive enforcement. And hopefully we will plant the seeds. Nay, I should say, we will water the trees that have already been planted by other great people working hard on this, namely those at these other social media networks. Shout out to Rumble, of course, to Bill Ottman, Minds, shout out to Elon Musk. And we will water those trees that have already been planted, and then we will supplant and displace the corrupt and crooked establishment that breaks the rules for their own personal benefit and politics. So that's the gist of my rant. And there you go.
It would be great to federate the Minds, Rumble, and X. I would love to see these platforms interlocking. That would be so hot.
I have no idea what that means.
It means like if you're on Minds logged in, you can follow your Twitter follower, your X followers, or respond to your Rumble comments from Minds, and it's all one kind of network of networks.
I imagine that doesn't really help the owners of the platforms, though.
You'd be surprised. It seems like you're actually going to lose because like you're giving other people more, but a rising tide raises all ships. You really end up. It can end up becoming a really, really good. It's kind of like a federation of states.
Well, I don't know anything about the financials of that, but I know that $44 billion for X is a lot of money. So he's going to have to be able to make some kind of profit off of it. At least for X. I don't know about what kind of financial situation Minds or Rumble is in, but. Go ahead.
Oh, I was slightly going to tangent. Did you have another follow-up?
No, go ahead.
That I got into internet video in 2006 because it's immensely powerful. I mean, you can change the world with an internet video. And it was on YouTube. At first it was on MySpace, but MySpace was a little clanky and I would have to embed my YouTube videos on my MySpace blog and then email them to my friends so that they could hear my thoughts. And then MySpace what happened was 1 month, it got so popular that it was before virtual servers. Their traffic ground to a halt. You couldn't use the website for like a month and everyone jumped ship over to Facebook. But anyway, the point was it was always about the internet video. It was never about YouTube. People would be like, they'd have their YouTube shirts and they'd be so proud. We do these YouTube live events and I love that stuff, but it was about the internet video, the power of internet video. That's always what it's been about. It doesn't matter what network you're on. And I feel betrayed. It's a slight feeling of betrayal to have my stuff taken down by my provider, by my platform. And it's not my platform. I understand it's not mine. And there are contracts involved, but it's like, you're supposed to have our back, man.
No, we all saw the video that got released by, it was Breitbart and who else was it? I can't remember. Some tech company, media website. Google staffers crying when Trump won.
Yeah, the ideological capture that, you see in colleges when it comes to like sociology departments and stuff like that and the humanities departments, that has been going on for a decade. Go ahead. What?
Finish your point.
That's been going on for a decade, and that means they've been pumping people that believe the ideology that they're taught in school. Those people have been pumped out into society. So the reason that people that are at Google and in positions of at least some kind of authority and power, that it's because they get this idea, they got the ideology in college. So.
We have a story here. I want to preface it by saying, if you're wondering why it is that 3 years after we aired them, two of our two biggest shows on YouTube, granted, Darren Beatty was our biggest show ever. It's got like 7 or 8 million views. Yeah, I believe he's a former speechwriter for Trump. People really, really wanted to watch that show. They loved it, and it's on Rumble. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.